So, longtime listener, first time submission here. I noticed a lot of stories are longer form. Typically, I tell events separately, but these two happen so close together and they're so similar that it makes sense to tell them as one long story. This all takes place in early fall of 2003, probably starting in September. A couple of weeks go by, and I'm a high school senior without a driver's license yet. For some reason, my best friend Mark and I were on an urban exploration kick. We'd been to abandoned houses, barns, and even this place called the Underground Gas Station, right down the street from school. It wasn't actually underground. It was a 70s concept design, hidden from the road by trees rather than obvious signage. Pretty cool. But we were getting bored with the obvious spots and needed a better target. Somehow, I landed on a place called Little People Village, LPV, and this is where the chain of events really kicks off. LPV itself isn't integral to what happens later, but it's worth mentioning. I probably found it on a creepy locations website, the kind of place that would also list Dudleytown or abandoned asylums. LPV was said to be built by a crazy artisan who created a tiny, intricate stonework village in the woods. There was also an ominous stone throne, which felt out of place, like the artisan imagined himself the ruler of the little people. The story went, anyone who sat on the throne would be cursed and die 7 years later. Totally believable, right? The problem, in 2003, the location descriptions were vague and contradictory. Modern websites are much clearer. Back then, we had to scout a lot of ground, which led to Event 1. Eventually, we found it, several miles away. It was wedged between a green belt, a highway exit, and high-voltage power lines. LPV had been a roadside attraction in the trolley line era, creepy, abandoned, with remnants of old pathways. And yes, I sat on the throne. Early in our LPV search, a few exits up the interstate, we found an abandoned nursing home/hospice care complex. Easier access, and we probably explored it more than LPV, over a dozen times. Layout: a few disconnected buildings. Main building, T-shaped, 2 floors plus basement, central hub, non-functional elevator. Side wings had stairwells. The only way in was a busted window into the basement. The basement gave me the creeps. Huge open space with a piano, a stage, and creepy murals resembling Cold War-era Eastern Europe. Evidence of prior activity. Spray paint, smashed items, dead birds, a few toilets. Upstairs, one room's floor was covered in what looked like dried blood. Mark and I were in the central hub on the ground floor, armed with realistic BB guns, shooting random objects left behind. About 40 minutes in, we hear heavy running footsteps above us to our left. The guy sounded massive, over 6 feet, 250 pounds, wearing work boots. Being dumb teens, we split up to cut him off. We searched the entire floor for 45 minutes, checking every nook and cranny. No one was there. A person that size couldn't vanish into the hiding spots we knew. Only other possibility, the ceiling, but it was a drop ceiling and couldn't support that weight. We left as it was getting dark. Walking back to Mark's truck, we froze. In a second-floor window by the stairs, a disembodied head stared at us. Gray, emaciated, ghostly. No torso, no hands, just floating there. Misty aura. Even if it were a squatter, the footsteps and the head didn't match. It wasn't a living person. That was the last encounter there. Within a couple of weeks, we explored another location, Undercliff Sanitarium, tucked down a service road by a highway overpass. Closed in the 1990s, demolished around 2014/16. Treated children with tuberculosis, troubled youth, possibly mental patients. Complex had multiple buildings, some State Department facilities, and a state police barracks. Mark and I parked behind a small building on a concrete courtyard, far from surveillance. After a 2-minute perimeter walk, we returned to the truck. Everything was wide open. Windows, doors, tailgate, toolbox, glove box, center console. There wasn't enough time for someone to have done that and disappeared. No one around. Too weird. Later, researching online, I found that in the 1930s, a child was stabbed to death by others in that exact courtyard. Seeing that, it all clicked.
I know this story sounds outlandish. 2 paranormal encounters in a short span, but it's all true. I lived in a haunted house before high school. I've witnessed other paranormal encounters at different points in my life. I tend to be skeptical, but I know what I've experienced. Other witnesses were present in every case, so don't just call BS. This is my reality.